with 37 seconds to go. And Denver's going to get a chance to kick a makeable field goal. And the Denver Broncos have beaten the Giants 33-32.
First Take is presented by Freestyle Libre.
Oh, welcome into First Take. We got Damian Woody, Chris Canty, Amina Smith here with you. Cam Newton out there in Atlanta holding it down. And Chris, you said before the show we weren't going to get our blood pressure up.
No, I'm going to stay cool, calm, and collected.
That's a lie. That's a lie. It's a lie.
Come on, big fella.
It's a lie.
I said I'm going to try. I didn't say I was going to do it.
Yeah, but I already know it's a lie.
You
It's
know
a lie.
what? Well, how those games went yesterday, I don't know if we can control the blood pressure this morning, but let's get right into it. The Broncos left the New York Giants stunned after scoring 33 fourth-quarter points, which were the most in NFL history by any team that was shut out for the first 3 quarters. Bo Nix could not be stopped on their final game-winning field goal drive where the Giants defense failed to get any pressure. Here's Jackson Dart and Brian Burns on the loss.
It just sucks. I mean, it's like I said, I hate losing. We have good leaders on the team. We have good players. We have to find ways to finish the game.
There's no way in hell we're supposed to lose that game. Credit to the Broncos for, executing the way they did, but we gave that to them. There was no way they were supposed to win that game.
Including the Broncos win Sunday, teams are now 2,003,677. Yeah, you heard that right. When trailing by 18 or more points at any point in the final 6 minutes of the fourth quarter since the 1970 merger. This is the second time in franchise history the Broncos won a game after trailing by 19 or more points entering the fourth quarter. There are plenty of things that we can point to in that matchup between the Giants and the Broncos where the Giants lost this game. But Cam, I want to start with you. Who deserves the blame for that Giants collapse?
Well, first and foremost, number 99, respectfully, key card revoked. And Chris Canty and Damian Woody understands this analogy. I'm handing you over a 5-gallon trash bag, and I'm giving you 5 minutes to really get all your valuables because that's inexcusable. That type of play right there gets you on the streets faster than you know what. But at the end of the day, when I'm looking at the Giants really unravel here of late, Brian Daboll, this is a definite learning opportunity for Jackson Dart. There were things, and it's always said in sports, when you talk about other sports in regards to shooters shoot, winners win. Well, in this case for the Giants, losers lose. They found ways to lose this football game with the inability to put this team and the Denver Broncos away. When you have Jackson Dart throw a late game interception, when you see the very conservative play calling by Brian Daboll, these things are alarming, but you have to move forward. On a positive note, what Jackson Dart brings to the New York Giants is an excitement that hasn't been in New York as far as the Giants demographic since Odell Beckham. He's extremely exciting, electrifying, and a must-see TV situation, but not these type of clips that we're seeing play in front of us right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of blame to go around, right? I mean, you want to blame Jude McAdamy, the kicker for the New York Giants. Yeah, he deserves plenty of blame. Also, the general manager, Joe Shane. You're having this problem year over year when it comes to your kicker.
Right.
Yeah.
Think about the Washington Commanders game at the beginning of the 2024 season, where you lost the game off of 7 field goals. Why? Because you didn't have an adequate enough replacement for Graham Gano. So losing games the same way year over year because of your kicker, problematic. The other issue I have with the New York Giants, it was eerily similar to what we saw at the end of the Dallas Cowboys game. Why are you allowing receivers to run wide open in the middle of the defense, turn around, catch the ball, and set up a game-tying or game-winning field goal? It gets redundant. And as for the New York Giants, they have the 3rd most expensive defense in the National Football League. They gave up 33 points in the fourth quarter. That's unacceptable. You're paying all of those pass rushers to be able to close the show. It's like a good closer in baseball. You're paying them to shorten the game to shut it down. And when you have a double-digit point lead, Brian Burns and Dexter Lawrence and Abdul Carter and Kayvon Thibodeau, those guys got to find a way to get after it, especially when two of your starters in the back end of your defense, and Paulson Adebo and Von Holland, were banged up. So there's that. If you want to get to Brian Daboll, he deserves some blame too. He was really conservative with the play calling, didn't use Jackson Dart as a weapon running the football, designed quarterback runs, and that's something that he does really, really well. You didn't feature that until the end of the game at the goal line. Why? And for what? So yeah, there are plenty of people to blame as to why the New York Giants collapsed. But here's the thing. I'm glass half full with my Giants today. And you know why? Because they got the quarterback. Right. And if we're keeping it a buck, I did not think that they were going to be able to go into Denver against the best defense in the National Football League, a defense that was talking cash money in the week leading up to the game, and hang 32 points on those dudes. And it should have been 34 if the kicker would have made 2 extra points. So I am more optimistic than I am pessimistic about the New York Giants in the big picture of things.
Listen, I feel the same way. You know, me being an outside observer of the Giants and a team that actively roots for the other team in town, the Jets, you're envious about the way the Giants sit as far as the quarterback situation. But New York Giants fans don't want to hear that this morning. Okay, New York Giants fans they want some explaining to do as to how in the world you had the game under control, locked down for 3 quarters, and then you allowed the Denver Broncos, who hadn't done squat offensively, and then allowed them to score 33 points. And for me, it's the defense. Like Shane Bowen, the defensive coordinator for the Giants. Listen, there was a play in the fourth quarter where Bo Nix, he was trying to throw what they call a dagger route, an in-breaking route. They only rushed 3 people. You're the New York Giants. Your best, listen, the strength of your team is where, Chris? In your front 4. It always has been. It always has been. And you're going to drop 3 people? You're going to rush 3 people and drop 8? See, that's that conservative, that's that playing safe type nonsense that ends up getting you beat in the National Football League. When you're literally playing a team, you're up by 10, that's the time to really step on teams' necks at that point in time. You unleash those pass rushes because guess what? Your defense has been playing to the point where they earn the right to rush after the passer. And so for me, when I look at the totality of this thing, the defense, the Giants defense, really let them down. I can deal with the quarterback. I know the interception kind of was a turning point in the game. You're going to get that with a young quarterback. Yeah. But the way the defense played in the fourth quarter was absolutely inexcusable.
Chris, I want to follow up on one thing that you said. You know, I feel like the Giants, they definitely have the pieces. They have the quarterback. You know, they have that front 4 on that defense. However, do they have the right coach to utilize and put all that talent together?
Well, the coach and the quarterback are inextricably linked. Think back to draft day when Joe Shane moved up in the back half of the first round to take Jackson Dart. He said to Brian Daboll, you got your quarterback. Seemingly drawing a line between him and Brian Daboll when it came to what would be the referendum on Jackson Dart. He said that you got your quarterback. And Brian Daboll said he drafted him because he reminded him of a guy he had success with in New England and Josh Allen. And so far it's worked out, right? I understand he's 2-2 through the first 4 starts, but there is a different vibe around this team. Everybody is optimistic around it, right? Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo, Abdul Carter. This rookie class has really helped this organization change their perspective, their mindset. And I think that the head coach deserves a lot of credit for being able to identify that guy. So I'm not looking at this as a scenario where Brian Daboll is still on the hot seat. I think we figured it out. You don't want to interrupt the progress of the quarterback by changing his head coach and changing his play caller. It happens all the time in the National Football League, and it's not a good thing. Brian Daboll has shown that he knows how to use Jackson Dart.
Bye.